made it to Stasia's dad's house in San Diego. George's neighbor allowed us to park our camper in her yard while we visited. My parents flew in to visit with us in San Diego, and we had a packed agenda, starting with a tour of the USS Midway.
Let's go get a tour of the USS Midway.
You get a good picture sitting in the boss's chair.
Beautiful. What a view. We didn't see the view like this.
Yeah, it is pretty nice.
You guys want to sit in the chairs and we'll get a picture of you?
Yeah, go ahead. So the crew is working on equipment maintenance and training. The air boss runs this show here, they call it the tower, but when the Navy guys come back and land, we just land, you know. We check in with the landing signal officer, but the air boss doesn't give you landing clearance. They run the flight operations and manage everything on the flight deck, hangar deck, catapult and arresting gear.
Here is the gear that goes across, the wires that go across are set for the weight of an airplane when they strike that and stop it. So yeah.
So every airplane stops right here. So the air boss is somebody with a lot of leadership time. You've been a squadron CO. George was a CO, so you can handle the leadership challenges, so to speak. Yokosuka, Japan. This is where Midway would tie up, and it was over there from 73 to 91. So that's a long time, you know, 17 years. Wow. And I did remember the Navy saying, you know, you'd be great for the Midway, and I went, I told my wife, boy, the Midway, and she said, I'm not moving to Japan. If you want to go, go ahead. So white is the depth of the water in meters at low tide, like right here, 51 meters. Now Midway had a draft of 11 meters, so you know you got plenty of water, at least until you get in here. So you're not going to run aground. Blue is shoal water, gray landmass. These letter designate A, B, C. They're fixed reference points ashore. Now what we do is we take bearings from them, and the three of them, and where the bearing lines cross, we have a fix. So we know exactly.
Before GPS.
Yeah. I say to people, if you're a pessimist, you have fog. You can't see these, so we use radar. So radar reflects off the land, and you'll get a picture of what the harbor looks like through the fog. And now what we do is we pick points we can identify here, and we scribe arcs on the chart. So where the arcs cross, we have it fixed. When they start calling out, and we got a CPA in 5 minutes.
See, this has the date, time.
You may see it, you may not, because this could be all on radar. So this is called the closest point of approach. And SK is skunk. Skunk is an unknown surface contact. Nowadays, they probably know who they are from the satellite information. The VF-14 is still operating, which is VMFA, so it's kind of cool to have the history of that squadron, the Top Hatters. They're kind of a famous outfit. So our briefings would be here.
From various places on the global sea, the United States moved our naval forces into Cuban waters.
And that's surface. You can see Singapore here is like a big choke point from the Pacific Ocean to the radar.
A lot of boats out there, fishing boats and what have you.
And the oil is going from the Middle East over to Japan and China. So you got to be on your best skills to maneuver through there.
Bremerton up near Kristen and Tim.
Yeah.
So they shot the ready room scenes and stuff inside the Ranger. The flight scenes were done, I think they were done on the USS Vincent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
George was an extra in the original Top Gun movie and was telling Stasia about the Top Gun scenes that were filmed. George was a Navy pilot for 20 years and flew the S-3 Viking and logged hours on this exact plane.
So the world famous Screwbirds.
And which one?
The one with this one right here. That was my squadron. And I was also in the Shamrocks down there. And so you can see how much, this thing can carry 1,000 pounds of weight in here. So
This is the active.
this is a it's like a cargo carrier.
It was an incredible private tour of the USS Midway from two veteran Navy pilots. Thank you, George and Bob, for putting this tour together and sharing your stories. Thank you for your service. The next day, we took a brunch cruise on the California Spirit, bottomless mimosas and an incredible buffet while cruising around the San Diego Bay. This is Stasia's favorite thing to do in San Diego, so we had to take the family.
There's 3. 1, 2, 3. Your mom's just watching this photo shoot happen.
Stasia and my mom were able to break away from the group and get a private tour of the bridge with the captain of the California Spirit. We had such a fun time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You did a great job. Thank you guys. 3 years in a row.